Hey y'all. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up so I can see the chat if somebody comes in. Maybe my phone will work. Oh, come on. My phone's being stupid now. Okay. We'll get devotional going. All right. July 1st. I am your friend. Beloved, I am your Savior and Lord. Yes, but I am also your friend. I enjoy spending time with you and hearing about the things that are on your mind. I love laughing with you, creating with you, doing chores with you, and being by your side when you rest. I am involved in your life. I see every moment of every day. I know what makes you tick. I even love your personality. I gave it to you, after all. The areas you need to work on are things we can tackle together. I don't pull away from you when you neglect me, nor will I ever reject you. I will not judge you based on your weaknesses, but will cheer you on and remind you of who you are. I can do more than encourage you when you're having a bad day. I can infuse you with strength and wash away your weariness with my smile. So come and enjoy the sweetness of our friendship, and I will share the secrets of my heart with you. You show that you are my intimate friends when you obey all that I command you. I have never called you servants, because a master doesn't confide in his servants, and servants don't always understand what the master is doing. But I call you my most intimate friends, for I reveal to you everything that I've heard from my Father. And that is John chapter 15, verse 14 and 15. That's our devotional. I'm glad y'all joined me. Hello, Jennifer. Let me see if I can pull my phone up, get it to work right. It would not let me go into my video. Okay, it's refreshing. No, still won't. Alright, hold on. Let's see. I don't know why my phone's being stupid that I cannot read the chat. Let's see if it will let me do this time. Why won't you let me in? Okay. Well, okay. Oop. Alright. Okay, we've got Jennifer in. Hello. And we have Coffee Angel Crafts. Welcome in. Okay. I had the door open, and our AC unit didn't seem like it was doing much. So we opened the door and opened the window so that maybe get some cool air in here. All right. One of my FO's finished object is this dress. This for one of my nieces, and I talked to her mom, and she helped me pick out the buttons. You guys can see they're little kitty cats. Well, there we go. One, and then a little white one, and the glare from my light here is not letting you see it. But it's a little white kitty cat. This is the size to fit a 7/8. So that's for one of my nieces that's 7 years old. I got her a another dress to put under it. It does have that sparkly. I don't know if you guys can see it in here, but this is that mandala sparkle yarn. I think it was baby sparkle. I'm not sure. I know it was sparkly yarn from Mandala Lion Brand, but I put it does, to me it feels a little scratchy, but I did get her a dress to go under it. So anyway, and then my other FO is I finally did finish that blanket, and I've got it backwards again. Like last time I showed it, I had either 3 or 4 rows to go. I don't remember, but I finished it off. Instead of doing a whole other thing of this watermelon yarn, I used just plain white sport baby yarn to finish the trim off. And that's all I had left. But this is, let me stand up so you can see the full thing. And all the sides kind of look the same. There's different stitches. I like to do these kind of blankets. And I did not change anything. This is just how the yarn came out. I didn't try to coordinate anything. It's just a variegated yarn from Ice Cream. It's the Lion Brand Ice Cream yarn. And I used 2. This is the big scoop. So each side's a little different with the shells and stuff of how it came out. But this is Lion Brand's Big Scoop Ice Cream Yarn in the colorway Watermelon. And then the solid white around the outer edge is Bernat Baby Sport in just white. And that's what I finished it off with, because this is a 3-weight here, and so is the Baby Sport. And I'm going to get that off of me because it is hot, 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 hot. Let me see. I will show you what I am currently working on right now. This is a whip. And untangle said thing. My hooks, stitch markers are, and my yarn's all tangled up here. All right. This, when it's done, pretty much what you do, you fold it in half like this and put this over your shoulders, and it's like a little capelet thing. And when you get it evenly, but I don't have it even, but you crochet it in rounds in a big giant circle, and then you fold it in half. Now this pattern is from a channel called Just Vintage, and she puts a lot of older patterns on there, vintage patterns. Now I am using Yarn Art Flowers Moonlight. That's why it's all sparkly. It don't have a color name. It has a color number. I got it off of Amazon. And as you can see, I am using just one solid, well, I'm using one skein or cake to do this. So I've had to mark my rows. This one here is telling me where row 1 is. of this particular stitch because I've got to do 8 rows like this with this many stitches in the shells, which is 6. That's marking the beginning of that row that I'm working on, and that's where I'm at. So row 3 of, I think, yes, this is row 3 of 8 that I've got to do. And if this is not, because it says it's supposed to be like a capelet / shawl, I have a feeling I'm going to have to put some more rows to it. So I might do some more of this, what she calls the fishnet, and then do some more rows of these shells to make it bigger. I do have another cake of this color, and it turns into, it's like a really light gray right now, and then it's got a dark gray in the center. I started from the outside with of the cake because I knew I would probably have to use the other one, and I wanted to do was start with the dark navy blue, or actually to me that looks more like a teal color, and then end in this color on the outside is what I wanted to do. But that's what I'm currently working on. The pattern is, she has it dated as back from 1908 is how old the pattern is. I see we got some more come in. Oh, we have Butterroll Boutique. Hi, welcome in. The blanket turned out cute, or the dress? Then Friday, my husband surprised me with both. Both, but that was the blanket. Okay. Yeah, I love how it turned out. Connie, actually, she mentioned me on Barbara's Crochet Therapy channel today when they had their live. She was a guest on Barbara's channel, Connie from Just Another Stitch, and she's seen pictures of it. But anyway, Friday, my husband went to Walmart after work because he got paid to pick up a few things, and he surprised me with some yarn. And this is what he got me. Whoops. Might help if I have it right side up, stood upside down. I have been eyeing this yarn so long. I've debated on getting me some myself, and he actually got me some. He's like, now you might be a little irritated with me because it might not be enough to do anything with. He's like, I don't know. I just saw it. I thought you would like it. So he got it for me. And yeah, it's called Bluebell is the colorway. And it's the Premier Bloom Chunky Big yarn. It has 218 yards, and I have been wanting to do that particular pattern on there. So I will have to see how much, because I have to go to their website and see how many I need to make that. But it says it's a Diamonds Baby blanket pattern. You can go to the premieryarns.com and get the pattern. It should tell you how much. But I loved it. I was like, oh, he got me some yarn. I can't believe it. He usually tells me he's not going to buy me any because he says I'm too picky with my yarn. So that was a surprise. Yes, it was very sweet, wasn't it, Angel? And before I show you what I ordered, a couple weeks ago when we went to go swimming, little man had come down here and he was walking really, really stiff. And he's like, I don't think these fit too well, Mom. And I said, well, what size are they? He had his swim trunks on because he was ready to go to the lake. Um, and I don't know. He says, reach behind him. He pulls out the tag. He says, here, you look. And I looked. It was a size 8. And that boy is in a size 11, 12. Mostly 12s, or sorry, 10, 12. Girls runs 11, 12. Sorry. Anyway, he's more on the 12 side. Uh, he was walking stiff-legged, but he wanted to go to the lake so bad. He put himself in those shorts. And my husband had called us before we left, and he said, well, good thing is with him, he could just wear shorts and just go swimming in the lake. And I said, yeah. So I told him, I said, little man, why don't you go change into just regular shorts, and it'll be fine to go swimming in those. And then we'll have to go get you some other swim trunks. So we went, I think it was not this last Saturday, but Saturday before last. We went to Goodwill and got him some swim trunks. But while I was at Goodwill, I found me a yarn basket. I found that. See, I've got yarn in that. It's all the cotton yarn I got from Joann's on clearance, but it fits just fine. I love it. Yeah, we thought it was funny too. He was walking around stiff-legged, and I looked at him, I said, how in the world did you get in those? He says, I don't know. No, and I told my daughter is he'd went back upstairs, and I told Miss Kitty what he had that we're gonna have to get him some new swim trunks. But he was so determined to go to the lake today that he squeezed into those. And she said, how? And she looked over at him. She said, how in the world did you get in those? He said, I don't know. I just did. So, anyway, Vaseline? I don't think so. I think he was determined to get them on. And then he was just walking. He's like, Mom, these just don't feel comfortable. So, but anyway, we did find on that Saturday that we did find him some swim trunks. And he wore them this last Saturday because we went as a family to the lake with my husband. And we all had a good time. And I finally found me some sunscreen that I can use that I'm not allergic to. My husband actually picked it up for me. I told him, I said, maybe baby suntan screen or, sunscreen would work for me because it's supposed to be sensitive enough for babies that maybe that'll work for me. Because the other stuff that we had, excuse me, apparently I was allergic to something in it. We found that out when we went to the beach a couple years ago. I ended up getting sunburnt at the beach. And then whenever I went with the kids on that weekday, I got sunburnt because I didn't wear any sunscreen. Because the only thing we had was the stuff that I was allergic to. So, and I'm finding that as much as I love, okay, sorry. Apparently dinner's not agreeing with me. Shoot. Bath and Body Works lotions don't agree with my nose too well. So, I mean, if I put it on my arms and stuff, but whenever I do, you get it on my hands and stuff, and I get it close to my nose like this, like rub my nose or whatever, it starts bothering me, and my nose will start running. I start sneezing, my eyes start watering and stuff. So, I just got to try to keep my hands away from my face whenever I do wear it. Um, but I got to thinking, well, if that works, maybe baby lotion will work for me instead of just using regular body lotions. But I hate it because I love some of those fragrances of Bath and Body Works. But anyway, my order that I got is, like I said, it's very, very small. Came the other day. Now, I know, crinkling, I'm sorry, but I wanted y'all to see. There's a sticker. Well, if I can get it up there. There's a sticker on there. And it says, warning, opening this package will cause extreme happiness. I loved it. And it was pretty. And that's what the package was from Amazon that they sent me. I got, this is my very first ever of purchasing one of these. Oh, wow. I did not know it came with this. Cool. It came with some stitch markers and 2 safety pins. Cool. I didn't know that it came with that when I ordered this. But it's got stitch markers and safety pins attached to it. Huh. That's neat. I've heard some people reference these as to the light bulb type stitch markers, because that's the way they are shaped. But there's several different colors, and then 2 safety pins. But I got me a Stanley cake with my paycheck that I got for last month. That is gonna make the glare so bad. Alright, I'm gonna open it out of the, sorry about the crinkling. But, so you can see the color, because the plastic is not letting you see the colors. It contains 85% cotton and 15% polyester. It says it's 280 grams, 900 meters. But well, maybe there's the colorway. You guys can see it. It's pastel-y colors. There's like a light blue. There's some purple and pink, and in the center is green. This is a Stanley cake. This is my very first ever Stanley cake. And it says Soffle on the front. Well, there we go. Ordered that on Amazon. And yes, Amazon, it is hard to find it. I only found a very few. This was, I know I paid quite a bit for it, but I got to thinking about it that even if I had ordered it from someplace else with shipping, I probably would have paid the same amount for it. But for one, it was $26 on Amazon. They did have another one in a different colorway, and it was $26. No, this was $26 even. They had another one that was like $26.99, $26.98, something along those lines. And then they had a neutral colored one. They had white or like a cream color, and then like tan, like a khaki color around the outside. And that one was 26 as well. But those were the only ones I found besides this one. But I liked this colors. But that's for me. And I've got another package coming, but it's going to be later. I ordered me some handcrafted wooden hooks with some resin in them. And it's just a specialty thing. I just wanted to get something for myself. And I dropped that. They tied that off with some sparkly yarn. That's what it was tied off with. But anyway. So, Angel, what have you been doing? Well, you got a project going? Besides hanging out with the kids, working on the house here and there, and cleaning the church, that's about all I've been doing as far as projects goes. Well, I do take that back. I do have some other projects going. I get bored easy. So I'll get bored with this because it's repetitive right now. And then I'll go pick up something else. I've already started. I had 3 of these, which was that speckledy pink yarn. My light is so washing this out. There we go. You can see the speckles, but it's like a pale pink color. Oh, maybe back here you can see it. Anyway, I had 3 of these. I'm working on a octopus for next year's VBS. Angel says, I just finished baby ensemble, working on a latch hook rug for a change. That's cool. I have one that I started. I have another one here somewhere, or maybe 2. My father-in-law, actually, somebody left it down at the dumpsters, and he brought it home. He thought it was yarn that I could use, but I was like, I'll try it, because I've done one years ago, but I don't know whatever happened to it. I think it might have fell apart. Mom threw it away, something like that. I don't remember. But anyway, he found these down at the dumpsters. I guess somebody was cleaning out a house or something. They found it. Didn't have the hook to do the latch hook, but I knew what I needed to get for it. So I think I ended up getting it at Michael's, because I don't think Joann's has it. But I did find one. I did find me a latch hook, and I started working on it. I didn't finish it, but oh, hey, Maritza, welcome in. Good to have you. I didn't think I'd have too many on here because Crystal, from Bag O' Day, is doing her auction, and she's been doing it since 7 o'clock Central, so it'd be 9 o'clock there right now. Almost 10. I don't know if she's still going, but I know she has a lot of donations that was donated to her, so I didn't think I'd get very many people on tonight. And if anybody's wondering, Miss Kitty's my daughter. She's helping moderate because I don't have anybody. She's my only moderator right now. Usually Zach is one, but I haven't seen him in a while. But I haven't been on one of his lives for a while either. So, But let's see. Angel says last latch hook I did was a pillow for my son like 20 years ago. I can't say that it was 20, but it could possibly be 20 years ago that I last did a latch hook. Aside from the one that I haven't finished. I worked on it a little bit, but not much. Oh, we got handmade design in. Hi, welcome in. Wow, we're getting more people in. Cool. Um, and I don't know, but maybe a friend of mine over in Tokyo, um, Miriam, if you end up seeing this, hi, nice to see you. Uh, uh, Miriam is a friend of mine that I met when I was in high school. Many, many years ago. um, I'd say, I think it was in 98, somewhere in there, 98, 97. I don't know. Anyway, her and her husband were training for missionary work to go to Papua New Guinea. And they were missionaries in Papua New Guinea. I can't remember how many years she said, but she kept in contact with me after I had graduated from high school. I moved out here the very night that I graduated. I moved out here to Virginia. And eventually met my husband. And I had actually still had in contact with her before we got married. And she actually had sent me a package from Papua New Guinea as a wedding gift for us. And it was these little coasters that the ladies in Papua New Guinea made. She had purchased them from them. And it was stuff that they made to make money for their families. And anyway, I still have those. Me and my husband have been married as of this year in April, 21 years. So I still have those 21 years later. But anyway, somewhere along the line, lost contact with them. Because the last time I knew anything about them, they were in Papua New Guinea. Like I said, I don't remember how many years she said they stayed there. Then they went on to be missionaries in Hong Kong, and now they're in Tokyo. So, but it was nice to get reacquainted with her. We've been emailing each other back and forth now. My pastor found her husband, and I emailed him, and she emailed me back, and it was neat. And I've really enjoyed being able to be back in contact with her. I miss my friend. She was a good help and friend to me. Even though I was a teenager, she still took the time to talk to me and pay attention to me, and it meant a lot. It helped me through some hard times that year. I had a lot of stuff going on that year, my senior year. It was a tough year, but she helped me out a lot. And I hated that I lost contact with her, and I kept saying that over and over. And I guess it just hit the pastor, and he looked up his name, and he found him. And I had searched. I tried different types of searches, and I couldn't find him. And the old email address that I had was no good. I didn't think just to type in his name to find him. But anyway, that's what my pastor did. Just typed his name in and found him. But it's been nice to. It's been very heartwarming to be able to have found my friend again and been able to catch up with her some. Um, yeah, I wasn't really friends with him. I was friends with his wife, and she's been the one that's, even though I sent him the email because I didn't know if she read his or not. It was the only email address I could find. I sent it to him, and then she responded back. But we've been writing each other back and forth via email. And she said something about she put us back on the mailing address list for them. So hopefully, I know from over there it takes a while to get stuff. So it'll be neat to see the newsletter from them to see what they're doing. And I knew that she had a daughter, and her daughter, or well, probably both of her kids are much older than my two. But I knew she had at least a daughter. I didn't know that she had a son. It's just funny because I've got a daughter and a son in that order, and so does she. So, and she homeschooled her kids. I am currently homeschooling Miss Kitty, but it may eventually be that we're homeschooling little man as well. Because of some of the stuff that they were teaching in middle school, that we did not agree with. So that's why Miss Kitty is homeschooled. Not only that, they weren't challenging her. She just kept saying, "Mom, I'm bored. This is too easy." They're not challenging me. And she was making straight A's, but she was just like, "I'm bored. I get done within 15 minutes of class, and I've got to entertain myself because the teachers aren't really teaching." At that time, the teachers were just, "Well, here's your assignment. Here's the video that goes with it. Watch the video, do your assignment, and then just let the kids just do their assignment without standing up there and teaching." And so what she would do was she would listen to the video and do the assignment while she was listening to the video. And so she was getting done much quicker than the rest of the kids, because a lot of them would actually sit there, watch the video, then do the assignment. But she could multitask. She gets that. I can multitask. I can sit here and crochet and talk to y'all if I wanted to. But anyway, she just was getting bored. So we went with Bob Jones University online, where a lot of her courses, well, basically pretty much all of her courses are online courses. And she sits there and watches the teacher teach the class, and then they do the assignments. So sometimes they do some of the assignments with the kids. But anyway, at first she was like, "I thought you guys said this was challenging. This is easy." And then she hit 9th grade last year, and it took her, instead of getting done within like the half, because she was 7th and 8th grade, she was getting done halfway through the day on some things. Now, some of her subjects, especially if she had a test, it would take her longer. But a lot of the days she was getting done halfway through the day. But last year she had 9th grade. It was taking her all day long pretty much to get done with everything. And she's like, "Oh, this is so much harder." I said, "Welcome to high school, kiddo." So because she was having to do a lot more. And a lot of times she was still doing schoolwork when her dad got home, even after 6 o'clock. There was times that she was still working on stuff even up till like 8 or 9 o'clock because it took her that long. Yeah, it's terrible. Well, right now he's in the elementary school. He's got fifth grade. Little man's got fifth grade next year. And a lot of the teachers that are over there in that elementary school, we know them because of my sister-in-law working there. And biggest majority of the teachers that are there, we know are Christian teachers. Now they don't teach Christian, and they don't teach the Bible and stuff there because they can't. But they don't try to teach the other stuff. It, you know, um, they just teach what the kids need to learn, basically. And they do try to teach the kids to get along with each other, um, and stuff. So, but I'm worried about middle school because right now, well, actually, it's going to be new for him next year because we've got some kids from another town that's going to be coming in with him because they shut 2 schools down. They're going to be taking some of the kids from his school, moving them to another school that's closer to them, um, and they're rerouting some of those kids over to ours. They're splitting up a lot of the schools to make room for these other kids in some of these areas, but they've shut down 2 schools. And my understanding is after next year, they're going to be shutting 2 more schools down. A lot of it is due to they don't have enough money because to support all these schools and all the maintenance and stuff needed on these schools because there has been a high increase of parents homeschooling in this area, because of what they tried to start teaching in the schools. And a lot of the parents didn't like what they were trying to teach. And there was a lot of them that went to the school board and threw a fit over it. And they lost a lot of kids. There's a Christian school locally that is got an increase in a lot of kids that they are expanding. They are building on to their school to make it bigger so they can take on more kids. And of last year or last couple of years, they've actually started using another church, their basement area, to do, I think, kindergarten and first grade, maybe second graders over there to accommodate having more kids. And a lot of that was due to COVID and stuff, but they have increased on their how many kids that they teach. But we looked into it. If they had a place opening for Miss Kitty to have gone, it would have cost us close to $8,000 just to send her to that school. Um, and it's probably, for me to do it the way we're doing it, is about, I'd say about $2,000. And that's her books and the online courses to do here at the house. And she has a Chromebook to do her stuff. And luckily enough, my husband had gotten me a Chromebook the year after she had got one. He mainly got it for me to do this because he knew that I was doing YouTube. But it turns out that this year I really, really needed it because the year before I could do her grades on my phone. And I could actually pull up stuff and actually grade on my phone her stuff. This year, or well, this last school year, I couldn't do it. I would try to pull stuff, it wouldn't let me. I had to do it on there. So we have Miss Nisi. Hi, welcome in, Nisi. Oh, she says, I can't stay. I'll have to catch the replay, but left you a thumbs up. Thank you. And she said, hello to Angel. She says, I'm going to leave you running on my Chromebook. Hugs and good night to everyone. Well, thank you. I appreciate it very much. But anyway, and this was funny, y'all. You guys might think it's funny. Part of me didn't like it, but I had to sit and calculate all of her grades from the first semester. Now, before, it was each quarter I had to do her grades. And I didn't realize it, that last year, most of her grades actually matched. It was off by a little bit, and I couldn't figure out why. It was off by a little bit. But they use a weighted grade system. If anybody knows what that means, I'm glad you understand. But I didn't know what it meant. I had to research it. And then poor people over there at the academy tried to explain it. The guy on there was so nice. He Googled it and tried to explain it to me over the phone. And he's like, well, maybe if you look it up and Google it, you might have a better idea, because looking at the pictures of how they calculated might do better for you. And I said, yeah, I learn more of, doing hands-on and actually sometimes pictures too. I told him, I said, I crochet and I'm sort of self-taught on crochet. And I actually did picture books of how to crochet, but I said, the picture book it had to show me step by step how to do that specific stitch. So I will try to find one that will show me how to do it step by step. And anyway, I thought I had the gist of it. And I was close, but I was off a little bit. And so I tried to call one of her teachers. It was a very good math teacher. I didn't get a response back. So I was like, what in the world? How? I've got to get this done. Because I had just days, 1 or 2 days left to get her math or her grades done. And because the first time I did it, the way I did it was not right. And her grade that I had didn't match what they had. And it was off by, I had an A, they had a B. So I was like, yeah, nope, this ain't going to work, because they're going to say, whoa, wait a minute, this ain't right, because this is what we have on there, and she's got this. So that's why I was like, how do you do this? And they were patient enough with me to try to teach me how to do it over the phone. But anyway, I was like, who in the world can I call? And I called my stepdad, because I knew he was book smart and math smart, because I was trying to help my mom with my sisters one time. She was homeschooling them, and she couldn't figure out what the math stuff was. She could teach the other stuff to the kids, but that math that my sister was doing, she was like, I don't understand that. And she's like, maybe you can. I looked at it, and I just couldn't understand it by the way the book was showing them how to do it. And so we waited for him to get home, and I was like, look, can you teach me what this is, so maybe I can help your daughter with this? And basically, it was converting numbers over to how a computer would read it in zeros and ones. And I was so confused by the way the book was teaching you how to do it. And after he explained it, he dumbed it down for me. He basically took it from a math perspective of somebody that could actually read that stuff, that understood what was going on, and dumbed it down to what a child could learn. And my sister still kind of didn't get it, because he was like in between there, and I could understand what he was getting at. So I had a different idea of how to explain it to her. So I just changed it over to where she could understand it. And she's, oh, okay, I get it now. So she took off with it that way. But I tell you, if it wasn't for my sister-in-law right now helping Miss Kitty with algebra, because when I took Algebra 1, I had a terrible, terrible teacher. We had what they called packets, and he was like, all right, well, this page here and this page here is your assignment. Go do it. And didn't really teach us what was on that paper. And if we got it wrong, he would just say, oh, well, this is how you should have done it, and just wrote the answer down, and like, well, here's your answer. He would work it out for you off to the side. And instead of actually teaching us how to do it, he was like, oh, this is what you should have done. And he just wrote it out for us and wrote the answer, where it's like, that's not teaching us. That's just giving us the answers. I struggled that year. I think a lot of the kids did. A friend of mine, she got her dad to help her. I didn't think to ask my stepdad to help me at that time. I just struggled through it, barely passing. But anyway, speaking of Zach, hi Zach, welcome in. Are you going to be going live tonight, or have you already done it? Oh, Miss Kitty, you missed it. Bandit got in my lap, went to sleep in my lap earlier. She got a bear herself. Her misses you. She's over there on the couch asleep right now. Oh, and then she was attacking herself earlier, and little man says, Bandit, what are you doing? Why are you attacking yourself? And all he did was talk to her, and she turns around and just starts attacking him. I guess she wanted to play, but then she went over. Now she's asleep on the couch. Zach, she's trying to get ideas from you. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Happy birthday. Early. Did you see Miss Kitty's comment to you, Zach? I treated myself to some pretty yarn, Zach. I got me a Stenley cake. This is my very first Stenley cake. I hold it up close, y'all can't see the colors. That's my light. If I can adjust that any better. Nope. Not gonna show y'all. There, maybe. I don't know if you can see it or not. But that's the Stanley cake. A light keeps just blaring it out. It's got lime green, pink, and purple mixed, and then it goes to this pastel blue. But this is my very first Stanley cake. Usually it has the little wooden piece on it. I don't see it. The pull tab thingy. I don't feel it. Oh well. I don't see it. Don't feel it either. I don't feel the center pull thing. This one don't have it. But it says it's a Stanley cake. Usually they got the little wooden pull tab thingies on them. This one didn't have it. Don't have it. Don't feel it. Unless it's shoved deep in there. But no. There's no center pull thing. Oh well. It's pretty. I like it. 85% cotton and 15% polyester. Uh-oh, Angel said she's got to go. Try to catch you next time. Okay, thank you for joining us. Good night. I know it's late. I'm a night owl. I like to stay up late. Yep, exactly, Zach. Try cheese, pickles, and peanut butter. We have it. It's your stomach, kiddo. Yeah, you're right, Zach. Please don't. Yeah, my other package that I got says it's not supposed to come till July, I think 17th, somewhere between the 17th and like the 22nd or something like that. Pretty close to my husband's birthday. But it's supposed to be, like I said, handcrafted, wood handcrafted hooks with some resin. And I got the most common one, which is your size 4mm and a 5mm hook. I can't wait till those come in. I'm excited for those. I like to get unique ones, and because I just like unique ones. My husband had made me one, and I actually used it. It was neat. It was a 10. I think he matched it to a size 10mm hook. And then he found me a crochet hook at an antique place, and it was made out of bone. I thought that was neat. Now that one's a 6. And that's what I've been using for this here. I said the pattern for this is from 1908. It's supposed to be a capelet slash shawl. Blah, blah, blah. But you fold it in half like that. And then you just take this and drape it over like a cape. But anyway, like I said, I've got 8 rows total of this to do. And I'm on row 3 of 8. So I got ways to go. Oh, and we've hit an hour. I guess I will hop off of here. I've done run my jaw enough. Oh no. I guess I'll quit boring you people, as my daughter calls it, that I'm boring. So I will go. And not only that, this chair is not very comfortable. So my back does not like this chair too well. So I am going to go sit on the comfortable couch and hopefully cool off by getting some of the air from this. It's where I'm sitting. I'm sitting on the other side of this chair where I can't feel it. So, all right. I will talk to y'all later. I hope y'all have a wonderful week and have a blessed week. Bye, y'all.